16. Hey, Axiom, it's Jeff here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. But you know what? I just wanted to share with you today one of my favorite scriptures from the book of Proverbs. Now, I wasn't always a fan of Proverbs, but when I was in college, I ended up reading a book about a neurosurgeon who read Proverbs every single day because he was always seeking out wisdom from God. And for those who aren't familiar with the book of Proverbs, that is exactly what it is. It is chock filled with godly wisdom that we can use in our everyday lives. So the proverb that I truly love is Proverbs 16:18, and it goes like this: Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Another version says, if you are proud, you will be destroyed. If you are proud, you will fall. But I like how the Message version says it too. It says, first pride, then the crash. The bigger the ego, the harder the fall. I remember when I was in ninth grade, and I was playing baseball for my school, and I was up to bat, and man, I got that fastball right down the middle, and I just smacked the heck out of that thing over the center field fence. And I'm running by, and I'm running down to first base, and I'm looking at everybody, and I'm cheering with my teammates, and I'm hooting and hollering, woo! And rounded first base, and I was on my way to second. I was still celebrating, only to see the rest of the outfielders from the other team walking in, and then I noticed the center fielder had the ball in his mitt, so it didn't go over the fence. He caught it instead, and I was humiliated. Was absolutely embarrassed, and I couldn't believe that here I was, all prideful and egotistical, only to look like a complete fool in front of my friends, the people that came to see me play, and the other team. Now, obviously, I should have paid more attention to Proverbs 16:18. But one thing we can learn from this is even when we look at the life of Jesus, he certainly lived out um, all of these godly principles, including humility. I mean, Jesus, regardless of what he did, he always walked and was humble. But he does tell this one parable that kind of summarizes this for me too, and it's from Luke 14:7, and in this, and right before he tells this parable, he's been invited to a Pharisee's house for dinner, and in doing so, he actually ends up healing somebody during this too. And then afterwards, there's a call for dinner, so all of the guests start to rush over to be near the important people at the head of the table for dinner, because then they would be considered important as well. And Jesus notices this, and then he tells this parable. So, starting in Luke 14, verse 7, it says this: when he noticed how guests picked the places of honor at the table, he told them this parable. When someone invites you to a wedding feast, do not take the place of honor, for a person more distinguished than you may have been invited. If so, the host who invited both of you will come and say to you, give this person your seat. Then you will be humiliated, and you will have to take the least important place. But when you are invited, take the lowest place, so that when your host comes, he will say to you, friend, move up to a better place. Then you will be honored in the presence of all the other guests. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Jesus was saying you don't have to seek out to be important. Humble yourself. That's what makes you important. We can learn a lot from Jesus and how he treated people, whether it was washing the feet of the disciples, or how he treated the woman at the well, how he treated even the lepers that he healed. Jesus embodied humility. I think about that game in ninth grade, and perhaps if I would have walked with a little more humility, I would have been disappointed, but not humiliated. Well, I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for letting me share. See you guys soon.